The work is in the after. The work is actually in the after. Anyone can do anything for 12 weeks. And for the vast majority of interventions that we have looked at TCC for the last 5 years, an outcome, and sometimes like a really great outcome, like at the better side of 12 to 16 weeks. Anyone can do anything for 12 weeks. But when they have a chronic condition that will relapse when those 12 weeks are over, if the behaviors and the intervention and the state and scenario of the person doesn't, like, it can't change, otherwise they will regress, right? They'll go right back to where they were if they don't maintain. But when we set them up as like, just do this for 12 weeks and you will win the lottery, and on the other side of the lottery, now all of your problems have been solved, it's a setup. And this is why we see a lack of retention in practices, right? Either people, like, they get better and then they leave, right? We've all had that problem, the person who gets better and then they leave, and you're like, no, no, no. This is actually where the hard part is. This is where the hard part is in the once you're better part. But maybe we didn't talk about that at the beginning. Right? We're all so focused on the first 12 weeks that we forget to talk about the fact that the patient has to live for like 50 more years, preventing or suppressing this particular issue by maintaining their habits and behaviors and all the things. But we talk about the first 12 weeks. We don't talk about the like rest of their life afterwards. So we've all had patients where they like come, they do the thing for the 12 weeks, and then they leave because they're better, right? We also have the patients who don't get better, or they relapse and then they blame the first 12 weeks and say, well, obviously what we did didn't work because my symptoms returned. And that person, like, if we really dug in, they didn't actually keep any of the behaviors that we asked them to. Right? Like, if we really got into it, we would figure out that they were just sliding or backsliding on multiple aspects of their care plan. And that's why they didn't stay better. But they felt better. Then they felt like they continued the plan. And now they've regressed. And so now they think the plan didn't work. But the reality is that they're not doing the plan, or the plan had to shift into some kind of maintenance mode, which is what we see with weight loss, right? Where we see this metabolic adaptation where people, after the initial success phase, their body is different. So they actually require different things to be successful going forward. We don't talk about that part. We don't talk about that phase. So today what I wanted to give you was a better metaphor, right? A better way of thinking about it, rather than like lottery, finish line, like, let's, 12 weeks, like, let's get through and fix your symptoms. I want to give you a better metaphor. Okay. So the metaphor we're actually going to use is the corporate ladder. And I mean this like in a very positive way. So if you want to think about the entrepreneurial ladder, that's totally great. But this idea that when we start in our work, right, when we start a new role, or we start at a new place, we're not paid very much, but the gains are fast, right? Like, if you put your head down and you do the work, you can ascend in your workplace. And I use this as an example because I think people could maybe identify with this a little bit better than that feeling of like finish line and lottery.